The boy who spoke 7 tongues the courtroom fell silent as the young boy stood up, confidently looked at the judge, and calmly said, "I can speak 7 languages." No one expected what happened next. The judge, known for being cold and strict, was left speechless. It wasn't the words themselves that silenced him. It was the tone. Calm, poised, unwavering. The kind of voice that didn't belong to a 12-year-old boy in tattered shoes and a shirt 2 sizes too big. The room had been abuzz just moments before. People whispering, reporters scribbling, the soft creak of courtroom benches, the murmurs of legal clerks. All of it stopped. The judge, a towering man with silver hair and a stare that could freeze rain, adjusted his glasses and leaned slightly forward. "Pardon me," he asked. "I can speak 7 languages, Your Honor," the boy repeated. His voice was gentle but resonant, clear as a bell. He stood beside his court-appointed lawyer, who looked as shocked as anyone else in the room. 7 languages?" the judge asked again, incredulous now. The boy nodded. "Yes, sir." "And what exactly does that have to do with this case?" The case. That was what they were all here for. The trial of Malik Reyes, a street boy accused of stealing a foreign diplomat's briefcase at the airport. Inside were confidential documents classified enough to cause an international scandal. Malik had been caught on camera holding the briefcase, then running. No one knew how he got through security or why he ran. Everyone assumed the same thing: another street kid trying to survive by stealing whatever he could. But Malik hadn't spoken since his arrest. Not a single word. Until now, the judge sighed and motioned for him to continue. "You claim you can speak 7 languages. Why don't you prove it?" Malik nodded once, and then, in rapid succession, began to speak. First in Spanish, then French, then Arabic, then Russian, then Mandarin, then Hindi, and finally English, flawless, with a crisp British accent. Each sentence was a translation of the same phrase. "I did not steal the briefcase. I picked it up because the man dropped it while being chased." Gasps filled the courtroom. A few people clapped before realizing this was not a talent show. The prosecutor stood confused. This is irrelevant," he stammered. "What does language fluency have to do with the theft?" Malik looked at him calmly. "Because I wasn't stealing. I was interpreting." The judge narrowed his eyes. "Explain." Malik turned to the courtroom. "I was at the airport that day because I sometimes help tourists find their way around. They tip me. I listen for people who sound lost or frustrated. That man, diplomat, was arguing with someone on the phone in Russian. He was agitated. Then another man approached him and started yelling in Arabic. I knew something was wrong. The diplomat dropped the briefcase and ran. I picked it up, trying to return it, but that's when the security saw me." A long silence followed. The judge glanced at the prosecution. "Is this true? Was the victim being followed?" The prosecutor hesitated. "There was a second man caught briefly on the surveillance footage, but we couldn't identify him. We assumed it was unrelated." Malik spoke again. "He wasn't unrelated. He was threatening the diplomat. I recognize the dialect Levantine Arabic. He said something about the files and how it was too late to hide them. I didn't know what it meant, but I knew the diplomat was in danger. So I tried to help. The judge looked over to the bailiff. Get me that surveillance footage. Now. Within 20 minutes, the grainy airport security tape played again on the courtroom screen. This time, people paid attention not to Malik, but to the man approaching the diplomat. He had a hood, sunglasses, and just as Malik said, the diplomat visibly flinched, dropped his case, and ran. Malik was telling the truth. The courtroom buzzed. The prosecutor looked pale. Malik's lawyer, who had been silent the entire trial, blinked in disbelief. The judge banged his gavel once. Order. I want a full re-examination of this footage. The boy is clearly a key witness, not a suspect. But, Your Honor, the prosecutor interjected weakly, he's just a child. The judge looked at Malik again, this time not with suspicion, but something akin to awe. No, he said slowly, he's a genius. Malik was released that day. But his story didn't end there. Within weeks, intelligence agencies reached out. Schools offered him scholarships. Reporters tried to get interviews. But Malik declined all of it except the school. He enrolled in a multilingual international academy, where he learned 2 more languages within a year. The judge, curious, Boat, the boy he almost sentenced, visited the school one afternoon. He found Malik in the library, reading a book in Japanese. You knew more than all of us in that courtroom. The judge said. Malik smiled. I just listened. No one else did. The judge chuckled. That's rare, especially for people in power. They sat in silence for a moment, surrounded by shelves of books in dozens of languages. Do you still want to be an interpreter? The judge asked. Malik closed the book. No. I want to be a diplomat. The judge raised an eyebrow. Why? So I can be in the room when things go wrong, and make sure people listen before they point fingers. And with that, the boy who once stood accused in court walked a path toward becoming a voice for many across borders, across languages, across misunderstandings. The boy who could speak 7 languages had learned the most powerful one of all, truth. Like, comment, share, and subscribe for more real stories and justice-driven content. YouTube channel, TonguesThe.